When this happens, we have successfully tapped back into the part of us that dreams. When this happens, our dreams have no choice but to come back. Hello dreamers, my name's Lisa and I'm the Dreamwork coach. In this video, which is the third in the Dreamwork 101 video series, we're going to go over 10 practical tips to help you break a dream drought and start remembering more dreams. The first and probably easiest tip to start remembering more dreams is to simply set an intention to remember more dreams. It sounds super simple because it is. It is super simple. We create what we focus on. So if you dedicate focus to remembering your dreams, it usually works. So to do this, as you're going to bed, just simply set an intention to remember your dreams. Say to yourself, I'm going to remember my dreams tonight. You can even write it down on a piece of paper and stick it under your pillow if you want to be really serious about this. You can jot it down in your dream journal. However you go about ingraining this into your brain, just do it. Say it out loud, think it to yourself, write it down, whatever you need to do. Just, I will remember my dreams tonight. I will remember my dreams tonight. Just repeat it a few times and continue to think about it as you drift off to sleep. Really mean it. Picture yourself waking up in the morning with a head full of wonderful dream memories, excited to write them all down. And this alone is honestly usually enough to start to get some more dream recall coming, in my experience. This is usually just that simple intention. I'm going to remember my dreams tonight is usually enough. The second tip for remembering our dreams is to set a nightly routine and prioritize your sleep. By doing this, you're prioritizing your dreams. Not only is it impossible to remember any dreams if we're not sleeping, but a full night of sleep is shown to have a lot of positive benefits on our physical and mental health. And one way to achieve a full night of sleep is to simply prioritize it. Put the cell phone away. Setting a nightly routine gets your body used to the idea of winding down at your desired bedtime. So my nightly routine consists of about an hour before bed, so around 11:30, I will take valerian root or some other herbal sleep supplement, brush my teeth, wash my face, give my dogs their vitamins, and then crawl into bed and do some reading. And then I generally fall asleep pretty much while I'm reading on my Kindle. My body is so used to this routine now that I often start dreaming in the hypnagogic state immediately as soon as I close my eyes. So if you're having any issues falling asleep, a lot of times it has to do with stress. So if you have trouble falling asleep, try writing down anything that is bothering you or nagging at you that is preventing you from clearing your mind and getting that sleep that you need. I find that it helps to email myself if I am just constantly thinking about something or trying not to forget to do something or something's bothering me. I'll send it to myself in an email and put my phone away, knowing that I'll read that in the morning, and if I still find it important, I'll deal with it then. It's going to be there in the morning. Just let it go overnight. There's literally nothing you can do about it right now. It is midnight. Everyone's sleeping. It's time to go to bed. So I noticed that when I check those emails in the morning, they never seem as important as I thought they were at midnight. So just give that a try. If that's a problem that you have where just thoughts keep racing through your mind. Try saving them for morning. So when we're prioritizing good sleep and good sleep patterns, we are prioritizing our dreams. And by doing so, we start to have more increased dream recall. And on a side note here, sometimes it's hard to fall asleep when you are very stressed out about something. So just try to tune back in to who you are, why you're here, why you're doing what you're doing. Cut yourself a break. We all deserve a break every once in a while, right? So I know it's easier said than done, but de-stressing and taking time for yourself really helps increase dream recall as well. Because when we tune back into those parts of ourselves, those authentic parts of ourselves that are more connected to our soul, once we're in that frame of mind, as opposed to constantly stressed out, our dreams start to come flooding back in as well. So the third thing on our list is to give yourself some dream fuel. Be kind to yourself and put your cell phone away. Instead, pick up a nice book when you're going to bed and read about dreams or the multiverse or something with some fuel to help you launch off into some awesome dreams. Priming our brains for what we want to experience is key. So if what you want is to remember your dreams, give yourself some dream fuel and also set the intention to remember those dreams. Tip number 4 is to set your alarm early. I know this doesn't sound like a lot of fun, but I am a lot more likely to spend the time in the morning trying to recall and write down my dreams if I have that extra time set aside where I don't feel rushed and I don't have to jump out of bed immediately. So setting your alarm maybe 15 or 20 minutes earlier than you would normally need to get up is a good idea if you are actively practicing dream work and you actively want to remember more dreams. Once you jump up out of bed, a lot of times those dream memories are gone. I don't care how much you think you're going to remember a dream. I mean, maybe you're different than me. You probably are different than me. But for me personally, as soon as I'm up and walking around, they're gone. I don't remember anything anymore. I really need that 15-20 minutes to just kind of slowly wake up, give myself some time to sit there and think and like start remembering more of my dreams and then writing them down. It just gives you that buffer in the morning to be able to spend that quality time with your dreams that you're trying so hard to remember. A lot of times, it's not that we don't remember our dreams at all. It's just that as soon as we're up, we forget everything. So there's been plenty of times where I'm like, oh, that dream was so bizarre. There is just no way I'll forget it. And then it's gone, completely gone. So my advice would be give yourself that extra time in the morning. The 5th thing you can do to start remembering your dreams is to hold on to the dream fragments. Sometimes we remember so little of a dream that all we can remember is that we did dream. Like we know we dreamed and we can't remember anything. When this happens, try to hold on to your feelings from the dream. Were you feeling relaxed or tense or melancholic or happy? Also observe if there are any phrases or songs going through your head. Sometimes all we can remember is like a color, a sound, or even a smell. If you can only remember fragments, it's okay. It's something. I actually often find that we're only remembering little snippets and fragments because those are the most important parts of the dream that we're meant to remember. So don't disregard them. Write down anything you can remember. A lot of times I even notice that like during the day, something is going to happen that's going to trigger a dream memory. And then you'll look back at those little fragments that you wrote down and remembered, and they're going to make a lot more sense. Some people dream less visually and more with their other senses as well. So when this is the case, what you're feeling and what you're remembering, even if it's just a smell or a sound, can be more than enough to work with. And once you start working with your dreams in this way, and any way at all possible, more dreams tend to follow. Tip number 6 is to lay in the position you normally sleep in. So laying still when you wake up usually helps a little bit when it comes to dream recall. And if you're still just having a hard time remembering your dreams, try rolling around into your other sleep positions, the positions you generally sleep in. And I don't know why, but this works like magic. I heard this tip on like a Dreamwork summit that I went to like 2 or 3 years ago. And I was like, whatever, that's too simple to work. Like, there's no way that works. And I tried it and I was like, holy cow, this works. It really does. It must be like a muscle memory thing. I'm not really sure why it works, but it does. Just try it. Just when you wake up, just shift into different sleeping positions and lay there for a minute or two and see if anything comes back. It generally does. Tip number 7 for remembering your dreams has got to be the most important thing when it comes to dream work. And that is to keep a dream journal. Work with anything at all that you remember when you wake up, like whether that be a song, a color, a feeling, or a phrase, an odd-looking dream character, whatever it is, record it in your dream journal immediately upon waking up. I find that the simple act of writing my dream out when I wake up helps me remember more. It's really weird. Maybe it's because I've been doing it for so long, but just the simple act of, I do it in my phone. So typing my dream out, I'm like, as I'm typing a phrase, other things are popping in my mind that I didn't remember when I first woke up. So just the simple act of keeping it and writing your dreams down helps you remember more dreams. Your dream journal is invaluable for many, many, many other reasons, and I'm going to get into that in the very next video of this series. But for now, just know it's extremely important when it comes to dream recall. So start keeping one right now. For me, it's easiest to bullet point my dream before I start going into vivid details and writing everything down. I like to bullet point it, and I usually start from the end of the dream, so what I remember just happened most recently, and work my way back. That's usually just for me personally how I tend to remember more of the dream, is by starting at the end and going backwards. And so this is why I bullet point them, because they're not necessarily in order. So then with the bullet points that I have, I can then go back in later and write it out in order and remember all the bits of it. So yeah, be sure that you're keeping a dream journal and writing in it as soon as you wake up in the morning, so you don't forget all those things that you're convinced you're never going to forget, but you probably will. Just the mere act of writing our dreams down and having a dream journal sitting by the bed is like telling our subconscious that we are ready for this. We're taking this seriously. Like, look, my dream journal's sitting right here. Now give me dreams so that I can write them down in this journal that I have sitting right here, ready for me right now. It's saying, give me dreams. I am ready for them. So like I said, in the next video, we're going to talk all about dream journaling, but just a quick tip here is that it doesn't necessarily have to be a pen and paper dream journal. Personally, I like to use my phone, and I email my dreams to myself. That way I don't have to turn a light on and get a pen and paper and wake my dogs up and they think it's time to go outside. And this way it's a lot simpler for me. So I will bullet point my dreams to myself in an email, and that's usually where I stop. Then I get up and do my morning routine. And then later I have that to go back on. All of the memories are there. They're just not written out, in a nice narrative form, but they're there. So I have everything there throughout the day. I can pull them up on my email on my phone and work with them when I have time then. So that's just a quick tip, and we will get into it more soon. Before we move on, I just want to give you a quick reminder to hop on over to my website at thedreamworkcoach.com and download the free supplemental ebook guide that goes along with this video series. It is called Dreamwork 101. Go over there right now and grab that. The 8th tip on the list is to try shamanic lucid dreaming and playing around in the hypnagogic zone. So the key here is to remember that we don't always only dream when we're sleeping. We can dream while we're still awake too. And a really good way to try this out is to try a shamanic journey. And that is usually aided by shamanic drumming. There's science behind this that, please don't come for me if this is wrong. You can correct me in the comments, but be nice. I believe that it's the sound of the drum and the rhythm of the drum helps put your brain into the theta state, which is a very similar state that you are in when you were in the hypnagogic zone. If you don't know what that is, go back to my previous video where I talk about the different types of dreams. Generally with shamanic lucid dreaming and shamanic drumming, you can pick an image or you can focus on a certain dream scene that you want to re-enter, like a dream you've already had. There's a lot of different ways to go about this, and I'm not going to get into them right now because this is an entire video series on its own. Just know that shamanic lucid dreaming helps put our brains into this theta state and helps us enter this like hypnagogic zone lucidly, consciously. And from there, we can enter any scenario that we wish to and talk to any dream characters or beings that we need to. And we do this while we're awake. We don't have to fall asleep and then remember it later. Because we're awake while it happens, we're not going to forget it. Now, when you do something like this as well, still write it down immediately. Jot down notes immediately as soon as the drumming stops and you come back, because it can be easy to forget these two, but nowhere near what it's like to forget a nighttime dream. These are a lot easier to remember. On top of this, shamanic lucid dreaming and daydreaming help us tone our imagination muscles, which helps nighttime dreams come easier too. So not only can these methods help us remember our night dreams better, but they are incredible tools in their own right. And I will get into this later on my YouTube channel. It is not for today, but I promise you we'll get into this at some point. Number 9 is to be active with our dreams. Talking about our dreams, sharing them, and acting on them are all aspects of active dreaming that help our dreams know that we are paying attention and we're serious about working with them. When we start becoming more active with our dreams start becoming more active. There are many different ways that we can be active with our dreams, and one of the most simple ways to do this is to start talking about your dreams. You could join a dream group, and there are quite a few of these out there on Facebook, or you could join a dream workshop and meet other dreamers that way and start working with your dreams that way. Another way that you could be active with your dreams is to draw them, or even just wear a color that was prominent in your dream last night. And I'm going to go over a lot of different ways to practice active dreaming in its own whole video in this series later on. But for now, just know that the more we act on our dreams and bring pieces of them into our waking reality, the more gifts they tend to give us, including increased dream recall. Number 10, and the last tip on this list, is to play games with the universe. A very effective activity that you can try during the day to bring your dreams back at night is to play games with the universe. This has helped me personally break many dream droughts in the past, and it even helped my mom break a years-long dream drought. When we connect to the magic that is going on in the world around us, we start to see just how dreamlike reality is. And when this happens, we have successfully tapped back into the part of us that dreams. When this happens, our dreams have no choice but to come back. There's going to be a whole video in this series about playing games with the universe, but for now, I'll share with you one of the easiest games you can play, and you can do this right now. So what you do is that you state a question to the universe, or you can even just ask for general guidance. Whatever it is, you just say it out loud or think it to yourself. And then leave your house or go about your day and take note of the first three things that you see, the first three things that kind of stand out to you. And then use those three things and interpret them as if they were dream symbols and figure out how they might relate to what your question was. There is another video on my channel called Chiromancy where I actually do this. I actually state a question to the world, and I go out and I have the camera with me and I get my three different symbols and then I decipher them. So if you are very interested in this game, go check out that video. I'm going to link to it below, and I'll put it right here if I think about it in the video too. So go check that out. And then also later on in this series, I'm going to cover this all over again. But for now, in this video, which is about dream recall, just know that playing games with the universe will help you remember dreams. So another just quick tip I can give you is to just start paying attention to what's going on around you. Like, do you see 11:11 on the clock all the time? Were you just thinking about someone and then they called you? Did you experience deja vu? Look for these things in your waking life, and this also kind of helps you tap in to the magic of the universe. I can't count how many times deja vu has triggered a dream memory for me. So just being aware and being conscious of what's happening around you really helps to kind of wake up that part of you that dreams. And when this happens, our dreams tend to come flooding back. Playing games with the universe helps remind us that life is also a dream. And when we get more in tune with that, our night dreams tend to step up in a big way. So I hope you found some value in this video and found some good tips that you can start using today so you can start remembering more dreams tonight. If you did, please hit the like button and hit subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you will be notified when the next video of this series comes out. Be sure to check out my website at thedreamworkcoach.com to download that free ebook that goes along with this course. And until next time, happy dreaming.